It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Hit you with the no delay in my progress. All the time struggling, only further my conquest. Looking to the future, I wrote and printed the concept. Posted to the net, but that's just a piece of the mindset. Brand slow balling, I'm snowballing, get back to work. Got your favorite companies watching me, but they never chirp. Big names, all of my stories, I see them studying. I probably could have helped them, I guess they stuck in they stubbornness. This shit is jokes. Independent living, did it with the quotes. Been a hidden hand, sending lyrics, and it's been remote. From the home set up, these jokers, it's known beggars. You nothing without a squad. I'm fixing my phone settings, a lyricist, supremacist. The penmanship is limitless. I'm building businesses, aiming at Guinnesses. I've been in this. I'm 007, been cold since '07. How I do it? I was home alone, Kevin. Goal setting, but now my goal setting, commentating. They fixating. Light from the hand, the pins rating. Forget waiting. I hit record, then I hit record. If a nigga play me on the mic, then I choke him with the cord. Yeah, I'm sacrificing money here with every verse. Giving punchlines to these rappers when I said it first. Preaching to the choir, giving facts like we in the church. I'm just praying for the dead, start to reimburse. True prerogative, they blew the entire budget. They do it, minor discussions. I'm zooming, they higher up. It's like, Mr. Nolan, we should get this rolling. Tell me what you need, a check, pause, semicolon. I'm tired of the games, fanning the flames. I'm making a change. You don't value what I'm bringing, then it's not an exchange. Only resolution I'm worried about is 4K. If you really want to party with me, then set up the play, bitch. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Now, in this particular video, we're going to be talking about YouTube and some of the measures that they're going through on the heels of this whole DJ that don't spin situation with Noor. Now, we've talked about it. We've ran it into the ground. We've had people come out and do music videos, diss records, all different type of stuff. So we're not going to cover it from that perspective. We're not really going to talk much about him in general. We're actually talking about YouTube, right? Because now that this topic has become viral and DJ that don't spin, I'm guessing has faced a little bit of ramifications and backlash from some of maybe his corporate ties, his industry, affiliations. I saw that there was a video circulating on Twitter where he talked about how people that were in the industry that he thought he had friendships with have basically went left or deserted him, things of that nature. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. He also said that he's going to be humble about the situation and, accept accountability on all this stuff, whatever. You know what I mean? We'll believe it when Jesus returns, right? But again, it's not really about him. It's more so about what YouTube is doing, right? So there's a content creator by the name of Emcee who, for the time being, is now releasing his content exclusively on Twitter. Before, he was putting his videos on YouTube, just like the rest of us. And I guess, doubling down, building his platform on Twitter. But for the time being, he's going to be dropping his content on Twitter because he's recently gotten 3 community strikes, one of which he got actually appealed and taken down. So his channel has 2 active community strikes on him. Now, there's different types of strikes, right? You have your copyright strikes and then you have your community strikes. A copyright strike is from, of course, a copyright owner or somebody associated with the copyright, perhaps a content ID company or something of that effect that sees you utilizing their content, and basically they determine, I don't want to just do a claim, I want to hurt your channel, I'm going to strike you, right? It's pretty much rooted in malice when a copyright owner just outright strikes you, right? I recently went through that situation. I was able to appeal it with YouTube, and because whoever that was, the web sheriff on behalf of Party Next Door and Drake, they hadn't filed any legal paperwork, so they weren't able to hit YouTube up within that 10-day period to let them know that they were interested in taking legal action against my channel. So the appeal ended up working in my favor. Now, on the other side of that, you have a community strike, which is regulated by YouTube, right? And what a community strike does is it basically says that the content that you're creating is harmful to YouTube's viewership in some form or fashion, right? Now, typically, it takes a bit to get to that because they'll let you know if your stuff is okay for advertising. They'll let you know if your content is not monetizable type of thing. But again, when you get to that community strike thing, they're basically telling you that they deem your content harmful. And in recent months or in recent weeks, this guy Emcee has experienced this multiple times, and namely one in the case of the DJ that don't spin in the situation with Noor, right? And he said he showed a 15-second clip of Noor, and his channel got struck. Now, remember, on my channel, we showed the conversation. I actually received a notification with my channel that they weren't striking it, but they did issue an 18 or older like discretion advisory for that video. So you have to be over the age of 18 to view it. And the ad revenue on that video has been limited. So anybody that watches it from henceforth, there's not going to be a lot of money to be made from that video due to their ad regulation and stuff like that, right? And in the midst of me seeing this, I saw some other creators that have come out and said that their channels were affected by talking about this situation as well. Now, I do understand the sensitivity of the subject because we are talking about a grown-ass man having an inappropriate conversation with a minor. But this is also a public video, that people are using to admonish this person for said behavior. And it's not like it was a private thing. It was distributed publicly. But again, due to sensitivity, I understand it. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up Emcee and let y'all get a glimpse into what he's saying, because he's actually, again, experiencing this on multiple levels, right? So let me go ahead and pull up homie.
Well, this is a very interesting turn of events. So I'm going to be on X for a little while, Twitter for a little while, because I got two community strikes in the past month. Really three, but I got one rescinded, so that doesn't necessarily matter. One of them I got was for doing a video on the Gooner Rule, and in the video, I showed YouTube's ads that they play on their videos. There was a green lit app that was for children in banking, and there was clear as day pornography on the ad that they had in the video. And I was
Now check that out, right? He put on display what YouTube has been showing people in their advertisements that they've been receiving money for, right? They show an ad for some app, and in the app, in the advertisement for the app, there's inappropriate imagery going on. He showed it to expose the type of stuff that YouTube is showing to people, and then they give him a community strike. Instead of striking whoever paid for the advertisement to be broadcast among probably all of our channels out here on YouTube. So there's a clear disparity in that right off the bat before we even get to niggas that don't spin. Okay?
that the internet had a gooning problem. But one of the more egregious things that I had gotten a strike for was doing a video on DJ Akademiks. And not my two videos that got 100,000 plus views. I'm talking about my live stream that I ultimately privated, where I talked about DJ Akademiks, his responses, and showed one 15-second unblurred clip of Noor. I went ahead and tried to do the appeals process, but they said that that was not gonna work. They weren't going for it. I was ultimately violating child safety protecting actions that they had going on in YouTube, which is fine and dandy. I think we all know YouTube is inconsistent, because I was wondering and scratching my head why people like Prince and myself were getting attacked, but some of the biggest content creators who were putting out the same exact content, no blurs, no bleeps, none of that stuff, also doesn't have their videos taken down. But I digress. Ultimately, I am not gonna be on YouTube for a couple of weeks because they don't want me there. And you would think that, I don't know, I was the one violating the kids or saying something outrageous or doing crazy things that were demeaning, and they would clap my platform. Hell, you would think that the actual people doing those actions in the video, DJ Akademiks, would be the ones that are clapped from the platform. But no, it was me talking about the situation, me informing this about the situation, me condemning the situation that got me banned for 2 weeks. And that got me to thinking that YouTube doesn't necessarily want to protect the kids. Now, you guys probably remember the whole Dr. Disrespect situation where he seemingly got in trouble for texting a minor. Those messages never came out, but he had to ultimately own up to some nefarious things, and this is the reason why he was no longer on Twitch. Yeah, YouTube didn't take light to that, so they went ahead and packed his ass up, which was a good thing. We were thinking that YouTube was doing the right thing. They demonetized his platform. They said, we don't want you here, buddy. Well, after just a short 6 months, I mean, not even enough time for people to blink and forget about the situation, last week a message came back that he was remonetized. What does remonetized even mean? I don't know how you get demonetized and then get remonetized unless it was for totally false accusations that were proven, which I think a lot of people have the right to see and the right to know, or it was like a mistake. Somebody put a 1 instead of a 0 in the computer and it accidentally demonetized them, and they're figuring it out 6 months later, so they remonetized them. But if Dr. Disrespect did what he said he did, and did what a lot of people that have evidence and have seen it in the background have said that he did, and probably YouTube themselves have seen the stuff, and they are saying that he did this thing to get demonetized, how do you say to yourself, oh, well, you're no longer a yeah, I can use those words because I'm on X now. But yeah, you're no longer those things, so we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna have you back. That doesn't make sense to me. And there are other situations in which YouTube keeps their feet in the sand, like Sneeko in the old days where he was just spewing straight hate speech, nothing more, nothing less, but just straight up hate speech on his platform. Fresh and Fit, of course, or Cody Ko, who for the most part, a lot of the community, a lot of his people, a lot of the internet knows that he was having sex with underage girls and it was okay because he was Cody Ko. They don't have anything to do with those situations, or they're slow moving their feet about him. Hell, Cody Ko even knew that he was caught and he apologized, but he apologized behind a paywall and YouTube did nothing about it. Hey, YouTube people, I'm about to play something that might be a little controversial, so just heads up. Internet child safety has never been taken serious in my honest opinion. Back when I was younger, you could literally Google up videos of people getting their heads cut off or people getting stomped out or anything crazy, and nobody batted an eye. These websites were as easily accessible as DisneyChannel.com or CartoonNetwork.com. And now we have sites like Omegle popping up, or even an Omegle clone every other week, where kids are in the same places and spaces with adults, and the actions and conversations that go on are unhinged, to say the least. There are millions of kids on the internet that are under the age of 18 that have these sorts of accounts, and there is no way that they're getting struck down like they're supposed to, as these platforms say they do in their terms of service. Now, in the same sense, when people are calling out these negative actions, they are subjected to the consequences that some of these accounts that either perpetrate the violence or are the ones that are on these platforms and should not be, they're the ones that have to hold the force of that. I also got banned for showing a To Catch a Predator stunt gone wrong, and I wouldn't even say it was a stunt gone wrong. They jumped that dude, but ultimately I got a strike for that as well, and I don't even know what to say anymore at this point. You do the action, they do nothing about it, but you bring light to the situation and condemn it, and they're the ones at your front door talking about taking away your channel and not having you have the ability to upload, post, or go live for a whole month. My biggest problem is in YouTube's terms of service, there are conversations and language that explicitly depict the fact that you can talk about things that are controversial or edgy or whatever the case may be, that might teeter on the lines of TOS, but if you do them in an educational sense, you'll be okay. You know, if you're giving a warning or if you're reporting on a situation that's happening, you should be fine. And to be honest with you, this can be the same platform that turned its content creators into wolves when COPPA came knocking at the door. They were willing to take action on individual content creators, and that's when YouTube came up with their own self-marking and self-reporting system.
The analogy that I think of is the expression about shooting fish in a barrel. YouTube is the barrel and the content creators are the fish. There will be consequences for content creators. We have a variety of tools at our disposal to cull through those 23 million channels and in an expeditious way. So when we talk about aggressiveness, we are typically talking about civil penalties. Not only can we sue Google and YouTube for compliance with COPPA, but also individual channel owners and content creators.
But instead of doing this in an attempt to completely protect kids from the evils that can exist on the internet, YouTube just found a way to completely suppress videos that were marked for kids. They didn't make a platform that was good and wholesome for the youth to ultimately indulge in the content. They just found a way to nerf videos by giving no notifications, no comments, and not being searchable. Any sort of video that was marked, hey, this is for kids, they ultimately just nerfed the content. Now, a lot of people got to ask, is that really caring about the children? I probably wouldn't say so. And again, I find it so funny because I feel like if YouTube was supposed to be taking a stand and being at the forefront of protecting these kids, they wouldn't just demonetize some of these videos, because I believe that some of these videos are demonetized or whatever the case may be behind the scenes, and that's why they have all these ads. They would take off any sort of video that is along the lines of 20v1s featuring kids.
Yo, tell your dad don't be mad at me.
Please? Yeah, so let me get your
I'm 12 years old, and when I grow up, I want to be a content creator.
You stand, I want you.
Hi, my name is Presley. I'm 8 years old.
Come on, where? How old you is?
I mean, not him, not.
You 8.
And because YouTube is so worried about the people that make the content informing other people of situations and, you know, introducing these topics or whatever, and instead of actually going after the people who are perpetuating these sorts of violences or grooming or this pedophilic behavior, it's forcing content creators, not just myself, but many others, to take down content like this for fear that their channel is no longer going to exist.
And that's how you have to manage these communities. If you let this kind of loserdom permeate and you don't get rid of these losers,
it's gonna look bad on you.
It's not. It's just gonna grow.
Yep.
So you have to cut that shit off early.
I mean, it's crazy that they're targeting us, especially the smaller channels. Like, what's the difference between me putting up a video and Anthony Fantano putting up a video, or Jamari putting up a video, or Blackie Speaks, or anybody else putting up a video? Subscriber count shouldn't matter as to who you target or not. It's crazy to me. And these are people that you know and trust and love to hear information on because they are reporting the factual evidence. And then with the reporting of the factual evidence, they are showing you it, letting you know that without a shadow of a doubt, these people are doing these actions in question. And I know what was shown in the conversation was ultimately disgusting, but it's true. And it needs to be known that these people are doing said action, and people should be able and comfortable to call these people out for said action. But it's nasty because YouTube is ultimately protecting the careers of some of these people by not condemning them, but condemning the people that are outing them. I just wish that there was more clarity for guys like us that get their videos taken down or their channels struck in or whatever the case may be in the conversation of reporting this news like this. As I scroll the search results on YouTube, I can see multiple different creators of multiple different sizes with the same videos up, with the same exact content, with the same exact talking points, with the same exact references in their videos. Some blurred, most unblurred. How do you make a decision as to who to go after? I can only think that for me, in my case, it has to be some sort of targeted event because of my 2 strikes that I got this month, when I'm also reporting actual factual things that exist on the platform to potentially bring to your knowledge, YouTube, that, hey, this thing does exist and you should probably not condone it. I don't care about your handwritten letter to me saying that we were wrong about 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. I should also have the ability to talk to people and truly and clearly understand, for the sake of me, my channel, and everyone else, why I'm getting struck down for reporting on nonsense and BS that is happening on the internet, some of it in which actually harms children. I even think the demonetization system is funny because they ultimately still play the ad on the platform. Like, when a viewer watches it, they still play the ad if the video is demonetized. YouTube still gets their money, but then the creator doesn't get any of it at all. Stuff like that to me doesn't make any sort of sense. So for the meantime and in between time, I'll be sitting here. My videos won't stop per se. I will still be making videos and posting them on X for the meantime and in between time. I'm also going to put those videos that got taken off of YouTube and put them on Twitter and see if you guys like them here. It's fun to experiment while I have some downtime. Why not? Ultimately, it's not going to hurt me. I'm just sitting back waiting for YouTube to make a decision on if this is protecting kids, if this is not protecting kids, if I'm going to be a channel that is worth, you know, monetizing or whatever the case may be. This is absolutely nuts.
So yeah, man, that's Emcee with his explanation of everything going on. YouTube has basically sat him on timeout for community guideline rules, and a lot of it was based on the fact that he covered that conversation between the DJ that don't spin and Nor, right? Of course, there's other things contributing to that, but it seems like that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And then he provided numerous examples of other things that he's covered on YouTube that, for whatever reason,
they're good to go from larger channels, but then when you talk about it or you bring attention to the fact that it's troubling, or you bring attention to the fact that it could be potentially harmful or that it shouldn't be there, somehow he's the one that's getting the punishment, while the original content creator that's doing the harmful behavior is actually getting to thrive and get the views and monetize. Like, I just heard about that Dr. Disrespect thing a couple days ago. I actually contemplated making a video about it, but I wasn't sure how many of my subscribers actually would even know who this guy is, just because of cultural differences or whatever. But yeah, he was DJ that don't spin before the spinning happened. You know what I'm saying? Because he got caught having a conversation with a minor in Twitch, hidden messages and stuff like that, and then it ended up getting revealed, and he got publicly chastised and knocked down from the platform. But all of a sudden, you know, there was this big spiel just a few days ago where he literally had a fucking celebration talking about, I'm back monetized on YouTube. And it's like, bro, this dude came out and apologized. He said the shit was wrong. People were alleging that he was having troubles with his marriage or some shit like that on the heels of all of this stuff coming out. Like, there was a lot of discourse about, you know, the fucked up nature of what he had going on. They dropped him. And then all of a sudden, within a 6-month period of him trying to, you know, I guess put out free content in the meantime to just continue building and try to get his views and eligibility up and all of that shit, he's back on the platform. Probably, I don't know if he's gonna, you know, make the same mistake again. Probably wouldn't, because you can't really DM nobody on YouTube, opposed to like Twitch at the time with them whispers. But like, you're willfully allowing a weird motherfucker, a weirdo, back on the platform to utilize their influence for what reason, and monetize on said influence for what reason? Because y'all gonna sell ads on that nigga shit because you know he gonna get the views? You don't find that suspicious? And not only Emcee, right? So again, as he put this information out there, other content creators came out and confirmed that they're going through the same thing. We just covered Screwface John with his diss records toward DJ that don't spin. Guess what? He came out, he can confirm the same shit's going on with him. So he literally reached out and says, hey, YouTube creators at YouTube, there are a lot of people who are saying their videos on the Akademiks and the 15-year-old situation are getting strikes and taken down. I also received an age restriction on one of mine. This might be someone abusing your system, but I don't understand how people are getting in trouble for covering this story. Yet DJ that don't spin, who actually did it, has no issues on your platform, and y'all haven't even made a statement or action like Twitch did. If what he did was so heinous that even covering it gets you a strike, doesn't that say something about the person who committed the act? This feels like a targeted attack to silence people from talking about this huge issue. I don't even push deplatforming. That's not what I'm asking for. But nobody should potentially lose their channel for covering the news. I've gone back and blurred any images of the boy out of my videos, and I suggest anyone who made a video about this to do the same ASAP. But can you please be transparent about why this is happening so people don't make whatever mistake they made again? Okay? So that's Screwface John talking to YouTube. And then we have this creator here, H-Dog, said same thing happened to me after I tried to appeal an age restriction. Insane. Looks like DJ the don't spin convo with minor almost ruined him. He got the same thing. I got the same thing. KB Goes Live says same thing happened to me. Multiple strikes over the situation. I honestly feel like Ak is pulling some strings behind the scenes and having his people mass report the videos. Just found you through this whole mess though, so at least I got something out of it. Keep your head up. Right? So people are kind of actively being punished for trying to chastise somebody for poor internet behavior, but then the punishment comes around to the people that are actually trying to let it be known that we shouldn't be condoning this type of thing, rather than the actual participant being punished for it. Very strange, very weird. Yet people wonder why folks speak out against certain people. It's not for clout. It's because people get suppressed for trying to do what's right. And we've seen the same thing happen with Fresh and Fit podcast. It wasn't that long ago. They had their channel removed for their harmful behavior, disrespecting women, saying all types of racial slurs and harmful things, inappropriate things on their platform. They had to go and get it popping elsewhere. They're right back on YouTube nowadays. They just had another incident recently where homeboy snapped off and said some more offensive things. And you know who I'm talking about when I say homeboy, that little motherfucker who tried to act like he black. You know what I'm saying? With that fucking name. Your name is not Myron, nigga. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I just saw a video of that motherfucker like a week ago snapping off on a whole group of women, telling them to get the fuck out the studio, fuck these bitches, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say, whoever continues to go on that platform, I don't give a fuck what they pay you. I don't know if they bringing y'all in there blindly, not telling y'all that y'all are going to the Fresh and Fit podcast. Maybe they just saying, hey, you want to have a conversation for $1,000? Fuck it. Or what? But you kind of know what you're getting into when you go on that motherfucker, unless they, again, blindly, you know, leading you into a podcast room full of mics. But that doesn't absolve the actual offender of the situation, the disrespectful motherfucker, the inappropriate motherfucker, like. But yet YouTube allows people to do that. Y'all saw in the video, they showed the fucking 20v1 with kids trying to figure out who they want to date. Are you fucking kidding me? But shit like that gets pushed through while other motherfuckers that try to condemn such behavior get punished and struck and get sat down for 2 weeks from making content. That's a problem. YouTube already been on some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Being a YouTuber is definitely in 2025. I don't know if the creators out there are telling y'all, but the ad revenue is going down. You know what I'm saying? So the entertainment that y'all are getting on this fucking platform, I just want y'all to cherish that shit while y'all got it. Cause number one, some people gonna stop. Some people gonna give the fuck up. And some people are gonna continue pushing y'all towards Patreon exclusive content. At this point, I'm not trying to just go straight to Patreon and like, you know, desert YouTube altogether. But I am giving y'all a warning that the way that YouTube is running their ship under the Google umbrella, don't be surprised if more people do it. And don't be surprised if them niggas try to back people such as myself in a corner to where that might end up being where the content resides. Because again, it's a glitch in the system. It's definitely a glitch in the matrix that's happening. It's been happening, but it's coming to a head, especially as smaller to moderate channels are, facing these weird types of enforcement, while these other channels kind of just go scot-free and make nothing but profit. Very strange. Something I wanted to come talk to y'all about, something to get away from, some of the other shit that we have been inundated to. There's always going to be more shit, to talk about. The Kendrick and Drake saga, I'm going to make more of that, period. But it's like, man, I wanted to have a real talk with y'all about some of the stuff that some content creators are transparent about and some suffer silently about this stuff. You know what I mean? So let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.